Fire has always been humanity's defining force. It cooks our food, warms our homes, fuels our machines, and powers our progress. But what if fire didn't need air? What if it could burn freely under the sea, just as easily as it does on land? Imagine striking a match at the bottom of the ocean and watching flames roar to life, spreading in liquid darkness. The entire balance of nature, science, and civilization would be rewritten. The oceans, which today act as our planet's natural fire extinguisher, would instantly become one of the most dangerous environments. A single lightning strike during a storm could ignite massive underwater infernos, stretching for miles across the seabed. Entire coral reefs could be consumed, not just by rising temperatures, but by unstoppable waves of flame devouring everything in their path. Volcanic eruptions, already powerful enough to reshape landscapes, would now create firestorms beneath the waves, transforming eruptions into apocalyptic spectacles where lava and flame blend into underwater furnaces. Marine life, already fragile, would face extinction-level threats. Fish, mammals, even microorganisms would find themselves caught between fire and water, a contradiction turned into a nightmare reality. The oceans, as we know them, vast, mysterious, and full of life, would quickly transform into volatile fire traps. Entire ecosystems, from shallow coastal waters to the deepest trenches, would become vulnerable to sudden ignition. The cycle of life in the ocean, carefully balanced over billions of years, would collapse. Whales could no longer migrate safely, coral reefs would vanish overnight, and fisheries would collapse, sending shockwaves through global food supplies. Humanity, so dependent on the sea for food, trade, and resources, would find itself at the edge of crisis. For humans, the consequences would be even stranger. Oil spills and underwater gas leaks, which we already struggled to contain, would explode into violent, fiery disasters, burning entire sections of the sea. Offshore drilling rigs and ships would be sitting time bombs. Naval travel would become far more dangerous. A single spark from an engine or electrical system could ignite entire stretches of ocean. The oceans, once a source of life and stability, would transform into volatile landscapes of constant threat. And yet, in this chaos, humanity would see opportunity. Fire under the ocean could mean a new age of technology. Underwater mining, energy harvesting, even deep-sea exploration could advance at a staggering pace. We could build furnaces at the bottom of the ocean, powered by flame, forging metals and creating new industries. Entire cities might rise beneath the waves, powered by underwater fire, opening up living spaces in an already crowded world. Oceanic industries could tap into energy resources unimaginable today, perhaps even harnessing controlled underwater fire to power global electricity grids. But these advancements would come with immense risks. Wars would change forever. Submarines could wield fire as a weapon, igniting oceans in fiery sieges. Coastlines would become battlefields where land and sea burn alike. Nations would rush to weaponize this terrifying new reality, while others would desperately search for ways to extinguish it. Military power would no longer just be measured in missiles and fleets, but in the ability to ignite or control fire beneath the waves. The oceans, instead of being shared international waters, might become zones of constant conflict. Even daily life would change. Coastal cities would face an ever-present fear that a spark in their harbors could ignite their waters. Fishing communities might vanish entirely. Tourism, shipping, and ocean exploration could be reshaped by the knowledge that the sea itself could catch fire. Humanity would either learn to master this strange new element of existence or retreat further inland, abandoning the coasts to chaos.